Hey guys, so now that I'm on stream vacation for the next 3 weeks, I promised that I would still upload videos. So we've seen the next few matches on stream. So this one is Hudi versus Justin, which is 8cast versus Dredge. So I'm just gonna do commentary over it because the feedback so far has been um, not liking the chat permanently there. So I have adjusted overlay, the stream overlay for when I do the footage reviews, so that chat is less in the way and stuff. So we won't see that until June 10th, which is when I'm coming back to streaming. So here we have Double Urza Saga from Hudi. He should be able to. Hopefully, he can make one card construct off of this second Urza or the first Urza Saga that he played. He opts to play a clown card first. I know there's a lot of glare, but the card that is currently there is a Aether Spellbomb. Justin, turn one, played Cephalid Coliseum, played Careful Study. He should be at 19 life. Um, it's currently at 20, but he discarded Stinkweed Imp and Icarid. So he's dredging for the Stinkweed Imp. Mills Dread Return, Otherworldly Gaze, Brainstorm, Narcomoeba, so he gets one Narcomoeba trigger. Hopefully he adjusts his life here. So he plays another stuff like Coliseum. So they do adjust the life. Cast a second Careful Study. So draws two. Draws a. I'm not sure what the first draw was, but the second one was a Cabal Therapy. So he's discarding Ashen Rider and Stinkweed Imp. Looks like he's griefing, exiling Cabal Therapy. Hudi reveals two Thought Casts and a Kappa Cannoneer, so he's most likely taking this Kappa Cannoneer. So he discarded the Cabal Therapy. If there's a way for him to discard. Does he have another one, is the question? So off the first draw of Breakthrough, he dredges, gets a Golgari Thug. So he'll get to dredge 4. So he mills Bridge from Below and Hogak. And I think he has to draw 2 for the next. Which then, resolving the Breakthrough, he has to discard the rest of his hand, which there's another Cabal Therapy. So he can sack this Narcomoeba to get a 2/2 zombie from the Bridge from Below. And then he can take the other 2 Thought Casts in his hand, in Hudi's hand. So now Hudi is completely handless. Same with Justin, but Justin's essentially drawing 5 to 6 cards per turn through Dredge. So Hudi's gonna lose one of these Urza Sagas. It looks like he's floating 1 mana instead of making a construct. So depending on what he draws, he can still make a construct through the Mox Opal and the floating mana. He's searching for a Shadow Spear here. No way to crew this clown car. So he draws Seed of the Synod. So he gets to leave Mox Opal untapped. But I don't think it really matters here. I think his turn would have ended up the same. It was either the untapped Mox Opal or the untapped Seed of the Synod. So his construct is currently a 5/5, 6/6. Mox Opal, Shadow Spear, Aether, Spellbomb, Clown Car, the construct itself, and the Seat of the Synod. Okay, so in response to the Icarid trigger, Justin is drawing 3. Well, dredging a bunch. So So it hits a bunch of Narcomoebas. There's now 3 Bridge from Belows in the graveyard, I believe. So he gets 2 Icarids back, exiling 2 Griefs, it looks like. He can also Dread return back the Archon of No, not the Archon, sorry, the Ashen Rider. So Justin Golgari thugs for his draw for not Golgari. He Golgari Grave Trolls for his turn. So it looks like he can do 2 things. Looks like he's opting for the Hogak play. I'm pretty sure the Icarids have haste. I'm not sure why he's using those to pay the convoke cost and not the zombies and the Narcomoebas. But he can sack those to get the Ashen Rider. And I'm not sure exactly which he declared the target, but exiling the Urza's Saga is probably a little better than exiling the construct itself. Okay, so here we are in game 2. Justin up 1 game. Hudi plays with Urza's Saga into Lotus Petal into Urza's Bauble, and it looks like he's trying to cast a Chalice of the Void here for 1. Justin can Force of Will if I'm pretty sure he's playing it in his build. Top deck's Golgari Grave Troll on a mull to 6, so this is 7th card in hand. So Justin passing in a tough situation here because he's on the draw. He probably, because he's on 6 cards and the Golgari Grave Troll is the 7th, he can't discard it. So he's going to clean up step here. Discards the Golgari Grave Troll due to hand size. So Hudi floating 1 mana, not able to make a construct here. But presumably searching for some sort of graveyard. Hey, there's the Soul Guide Lantern. Taking out the Golgari Grave Troll. I'm curious if Justin had a different Dredger in hand that he could have discarded. I'm not sure how long he's been playing Legacy for. If he's been playing for a while, he should know that the Urza's Saga is most likely ticking up for some sort of graveyard hate. So Justin trying to do the same game plan. Hudi lets him go to clean up to discard the Stinkweed Imp. Hudi playing Ancient Tomb for his turn, so making constructs very easy. Cast a Tormod's Crypt, not looking good for Justin. So Justin dredging 5, hitting Narcomoeba. Looks like Hudi is going to crack the Tormod's Crypt in response to the Narcomoeba trigger. So no longer comes back. So Justin doing the same trick, 3rd time in a row. Hudi makes a construct at the end of Justin's turn, making a 2nd construct before Urza Saga dies. So these constructs are going to be 6/6s after Hudi finishes his search. So he can either go for mana, depending on what's in his hand. He can go for like Mox Opal. Looks like he's eyeing the Pithing Needle and the Mishra's Bauble. Mishra's Bauble, Mox Opal probably better over the Pithing Needle. Like the Mishra's Bauble gives you card draw if you want it. Pithing Needle doesn't really hit a lot. So Hudi, so these 2 baubles, Hudi is representing two cards, virtual card advantage. But I think they're there just to make the constructs big at this point. Hudi still has 3 cards in hand. So Hudi attacking for 6, bringing Justin down to 14. Justin dredging 5 for his turn to get the Stinkweed Imp back into his hand. Now that there's a Stinkweed Imp, he can play land for turn because he has the Imp in his graveyard. Hudi untaps, has 12 power on board. There's no new artifacts coming down, so bringing him down to 2. Justin goes to 1, fetches for tap the Watery Grave, I assume. It is a basic island. I think this is game. Justin trying to brainstorm in the face of this Chalice of the Void. Hudi remembers it, and that is game two. Hudi making the score even at 1-1. Okay, so we are starting game three. Justin on the play, Hudi on the draw. So I think this is where Justin wants to be. Being like having in the fate, having to play against both Chalice of the Void and Force of Will is pretty rough for this Dredge deck. I think Hudi being on the draw is a huge disadvantage. Because his hate is very proactive, like Urza Saga needs 3 turns to get graveyard hate into play, like selected graveyard hate. You also want to deploy Chalice before your opponent can do anything. So Justin being able to otherworldly gaze, um, careful study, breakthrough, like all of his like 1 drops, being able to cast them before the Chalice of the Void is a huge advantage to Justin. It does help that Hudi has Force of Wills, but it's still not exactly the perfect situation. So Justin's Malta 6 plays Island, says go. Not where you want to be. I think you want to be a little faster here. So there's Chalice of the Void on 1. Justin casting the Otherworldly Gaze in response to the Chalice. Looks like Hudi's going to Force of Will it. And Justin Force of Willing back. Looks like he's Force of Willing the Chalice. So he used the Otherworldly Gaze to bait out the Force of Will, which was in fantastic play. Especially now that he can cast them from the graveyard, and it's only 2 mana to flash them back. So Hudi going for some draws here instead of getting artifacts onto the board. So Hudi goes back up to 4 cards with a second Chalice in hand. Justin has the otherworldly gaze, so puts a Bridge from Below on in the discard or the graveyard and gets to keep 2 on top. So Hudi trying to cast another Chalice of the Void might be a little bit too late here. Actually, Justin doesn't have like a ton going on. So we'll see how this turns out. Justin draws and passes the turn, so I wonder what he kept on top. Hudi plays an Urza Saga, looking good on Hudi's side now with a backup Nox Opal and another Clown car. So he doesn't tap. Oh, he can't tap a Mox Opal. There's no Metalcraft. So he rolls an odd number, which makes a 1-1. Rolls evens, so he gets a counter, and then rolls odds. So it looks like he's making 3 1-1s. I'll put Cloud Car up on the screen so that you guys can know what it does. It's an Infinity card, so not a very popular set for people to know cards from. Justin plays stuff like Coliseum and then passes the turn. Hudi in now dominant position here. He has mana, he has threats, he's got cards in hand, he has disruption in this Chalice of the Void. Here's a construct, which is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is a 7/7. Hudi making another one, so now they're both 8/8s, and now he gets to search for graveyard hate. So he searches Soul Guide Lantern, exiling the Bridge from Below. So Hudi is able to attack for a massive amount of damage here. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 minimum with the constructs. It'll be brought up to 12 with the 2 1-1s, and then he can even crew the Clown car. So I think it brings it up to 14, if I'm not miscounting. I'm not exactly sure what the base stats of the Clown car are. It could be 14 or it could be 16. So it looks like it's 14. and Justin drawing and not finding an answer. So Hudi takes it in 3.